When I first became interested in poetry in the late 1980s, I discovered Dakota Territory. Published so near to where I grew up in western Minnesota, and containing so many good local poets, I was astonished and inspired. It's no exaggeration to state that this small press under Mark Vince's editorship was the model for many of the Minnesota literary magazines and small presses that would follow. It certainly inspired me as a poet and as a small press publisher.
How I first came across Mark and how I first realized that there's a lot of exciting things going on out there is finding the Dakota Territory chapbooks that were printed. You have these beautiful books, odd-shaped little chapbooks with some great graphics on the covers, and then always some wonderful poetry. And the poetry really evokes that western Minnesota, Red River Valley area. And then, on top of all of that, it was really kind of fun to see that these are all priced at $1. There's this just kind of spirit of getting this into as many people's hands as possible, to making it as available as possible. And then it didn't take long when you started looking at these things to notice that Mark's name is on everything. I mean, he is publishing a magazine called Dakota Territory, and on top of that you've got the chapbooks, and then you've got even some of his work. So this was just kind of a great moment in time, and I think was a seminal moment in time. I think a lot that's happened in the Minnesota's literary community since then is had its seed here. Every corner of Minnesota has something going on, and we don't know about it. And the reason we know about what is this rich cultural community in western Minnesota is because Mark found the poets, he vetted the literature and promoted it and published it.
Mark has been a strong advocate for Minnesota literature for more than 40 years. He is in many ways a one-man literary community. In his own writing, in his many years of extraordinary teaching, in his role as editor of one of the finest literary journals to come out of Minnesota, in his publishing and distributing of books by many Midwestern writers, he has displayed, like few others in the state, an unfailing devotion, love, and allegiance to the upper Midwest and to Minnesota literature. Without Mark, the literary landscape in this state would not be what it is today. He is, quite simply, a Minnesota treasure.